Welcome to the Fantasy Pavilion, your home for fantasy sports. This is the #1 place for all your fantasy content. We do the research, so you don't have to. But wait, so you don't play fantasy? We have you covered with all your F1, IPL, and UCL content. So head on over to the Fantasy Pavilion YouTube page, like, subscribe, stay connected with us. We have all the content you're looking for. Fix that team though and do better. The last year it was a little shaky. But this year we're doing better. We're doing better this year.
Yes, guys, welcome back to the Fantasy Pavilion, your home for fantasy sport. What a bumper week we've had, of course. Game week 14, 15, and now 16 is fast approaching. 15, I think, was very exciting, especially for those that had your Suns or your Trippiers. Maybe not exciting or disappointing as it would, but some very interesting results. And we have to look back at those now because the game weeks are so compact. I think, of course, now a lot of our assets are at risk of rotation, rest. And then, of course, there are some teams that can't afford the rest. They're literally playing bare bones. No subs. Some teams have 3 goalkeepers on their bench. So that is something that we have to try and maneuver and see what we can do here for, of course, this upcoming game week 16. I am joined by our Manu expert, our local Manu expert, Paul. Paul, how you doing?
Hey, what's up, man? I good.
I know you're good. I'm glad to finally greet you on good terms. Your team doing well, beating big teams. Well done, bro.
Yeah. And I'm doing well in fantasy, so yeah. Coming up strong. Yeah.
Can't make some that. So now, of course, Paul, crazy game week. Crazy bunch of weeks coming. This crazy December. A lot of game weeks to prepare for and prep for, and we're not going to all get it right in terms of the selections and getting the guys that start well. So it's definitely time to have your bench in order, Paul. I don't know what you think.
Yeah, of course. You had to have players who could come on for make sure that the players who you have coming on for is players who you know could play in 90 minutes or guaranteed most of the time to play. So yeah, now is an important time to have your bench. As a matter of fact, this week I profit from that because I had a player who in Semiscus who didn't start.
Right.
The coming off the bench for him was Luca Digne. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Yeah, so I was able to get the 6 points off the bench. So yeah, bench very important at this time, especially with all the rotation.
And of course, no Mbomo for the upcoming weeks. Now, we would have discussed this a long time ago, Paul, and I still have my wild card because of something like this, in the sense of Brentford and City are blanking very soon. So now this injury comes, I would say, as a gift, Paul, because now it forces me to get rid of him a little earlier than I would have, because you will have your City players and then those who have Mbomo. So let's say ideally have 4 of those players. Now if you try and get rid of 4 of those players and you only have 2 free transfers and you're trying not to minus. So now is the time to, wean them out of your team bit by bit. Of course, you keep Haaland, but so let's say 4, you keep Haaland, you have to try and get rid of 3 players now over that time before that game week. So I am still working on it, but I still have my wild card, so I'm not too frightened. I can just wild card and don't have to waste my transfers. But just keep that in mind, guys. No Mbomo for at least 3 weeks. It could be more. It sounded pretty bad the way that they announced it. So I'm not too, so brace for that. And of course, brace for the blank game week 19, I think it's 18, 19. So brace for that very soon, guys. So start to get your
18.
Right? That's literally in 2 games. So start to get your transfers in order, or make sure you bench get maybe put all the City guys on the bench or whatever and go from there. But we will discuss the Mbomo replacement because of course we have Mbomo on our team, so we have to tackle that. Who's the best Mbomo replacement? But what I wanted to do quickly, Paul, well, now because of the rotation, because of course the game weeks are coming thick and fast, it'll be good to just take a gander at some of the assets, the not so picked, the differentials that are looking good. Because I think this is another game week, this game week 16, where some of the differentials will shine because of the fixtures. And there's one in particular I want to highlight that we've spoken about a lot on the show, Cunha. Cunha banging, doing this thing quietly, easy turning. And I think some of him and some other players that we're going to highlight have some very good fixtures, and they may be worth a shout. Even Wang Chang, but of course he's at risk, I believe, for suspension very soon if he gets another yellow card. Correct, Paul?
Yeah.
So
he's on 4 yellow cards now. So one more and he will be dead. Yeah.
So,
but funny enough, I actually brought him in this week. So I was able to get through the 10 points. I know I was taking a gamble. I was actually going in my, we would have spoken about this before, going back and forth in my head about whether or not I should buy him. But the fixtures look too good to pass up, and his underlying stats and everything, the way he's been performing alongside Cunha with the Wolves, I say, nah, boy, I had to take the chance, I had to take the risk and see if it pay off. And thankfully it did, you know.
And Wolves are hosting Nottingham Forest next.
Yeah, that's a big game.
And Forest have not been in the greatest of form. They got
just give us 5 goals to Fulham.
To Fulham, right? Let's be real. So, this, and of course, as we've seen this game week, nothing is set in stone. You can lose 5-0 this game week and then hit another side 3 next game week. So, nothing is set in stone, nothing is certain, of course. But given the form of Cunha, you want to bet on him. He's not a bad shout. And maybe you're looking for, if maybe have Alvarez trying to get rid of Alvarez now to get ready for that game week coming up there. You never know. Might be a good shout. So just looking at guys like that, because he has been doing this thing quietly, bringing in returns quietly. All right. And not now, of course, Arsenal have a very hard run of games coming up just now. Paul. They play Villa next.
Yeah, Villa.
Away. Then Brighton at home, which is not a great, we don't have a great record hosting Brighton. And then
it's not too bad. The Brighton fixture not too, because Brighton just give up goals. So that could actually be a nice game for you all.
Yeah, hopefully. But we've seen a game now with Arsenal this year have not been the Arsenal of old, where in case in point, 4 goals scored, but it's not at least one name scoring a brace or one name scoring a hat trick. It's all everyone sharing up the goals or sharing up the assists. So that, I know that is not too appetizing and ideal. And then our defenders are conceding a lot. Are you someone how you hold on to sleep or Gabriel, Paul, if you have them? That is a tricky game. Definitely could concede in that game going away to Villa.
Yeah, well, if I have if I was to have bench assets, I would that I think have a better matchup, I would play them this week and probably bench my Arsenal defenders or defender, depending on what you have. In my case, I have Zinchenko, so I may I feel I may bench him for the that game. Yeah.
No,
but Arsenal defenders right now, I wouldn't. If you're looking to buy, now is not the time to buy. You missed the boat on that. You know, at least for the next 3. Yeah, at least for the next 3 weeks, they are not stay away from them. Don't touch them.
Yeah, I fully agree. Now, this one, the next game is very interesting. Now, of course, Bournemouth have been doing their thing. They held Aston Villa actually 2-2 recently, and then they come now and they beat Crystal Palace 2-0. But they face United.
Yep.
you, as a Man U fan now, is this a time to go against United? Is this a time to go for United? Or obviously we wait as a wait and see game with United. But taking it the crest off your chest, though, would you recommend going against United for this game, or have they turned the corner? Are they going to beat Bournemouth?
They still a very inconsistent team, but what I noticed with them is they play better against the weaker teams, you know.
Yeah.
So when they come up against the Newcastles and the Cities and the Arsenals, that's when they you see the struggles, you know. Whole year it's been like that. They struggling against the better teams, but they actually doing the job against the smaller teams. I mean, it's still not pretty, it's not the best, but they're getting the job done. So I wouldn't really go against them for this game. If you have your Man United assets, you could still hold on to them. If you have like a Maguire or even let's say a Shaw, you know, you could still still try and play them. They actually haven't been too bad defensively. They haven't given up a lot of goals. I think 18 in all for the season, which isn't too bad, and they have 5 clean sheets. You know, so I wouldn't
Alright, or
you know, it's worth a punt, it's worth a try. You know, you might get the odd goal against Man United, you know, but in terms of going against them, especially with defenders, I mean, yeah, Bournemouth is not going to keep any clean sheets against Man United. Man United seems to be getting a little bit more fluency in their attack. So, yeah, that's a fixture I would try and focus on Man United attackers and defenders.
all right. Well, so I'll come back to this. So, oh, hold on. All right. Yeah. So again, we had some very interesting results. Another one that caught my eye that really piqued my interest. Of course, so Sheffield, Liverpool against Sheffield, 2-0. Salah not banging the goals as much. We saw that last year with the 9-0 when they beat Bournemouth. Same Bournemouth. The last few games he has just been putting in assists, but in this particular game weekend, not even a return. Right? No return. It was Trent Darwin, Sobersley, and Virgil that was doing the damage. So, I mean, but of course, it could be fatigue, could be the runner games, but they coming up against Crystal Palace away. Surely, Paul, Liverpool could do some damage here and beat up Palace, because Palace have not been in a great vein of form recently.
Yeah. And we say not surely, yeah, but well, as you said before, these things will be so unpredictable.
True.
You never know. Crystal Palace could sit everybody back behind the ball and just get that one opportunity and eke out a little 1-0 win. You know, it's so unpredictable. But I could still bank on Salah doing something. He's actually a good captaincy option for this week. Although he hasn't gotten anything in the last 2 games, I wouldn't give up hope on him just yet, you know. And I think he has a good record against Crystal Palace too, if my memory serves me correct.
All right, we'll see.
I don't have the exact stats, but I know he's always find a way to bang against them. So, you know, this could be the week where he gets out of his little mini slump.
His rot, yeah. But it's just this. I think this not last game. This game he didn't return, but he has been returning, just not goals. And we're not paying that high amount for him in midfield to not score goals, especially if you're trying to captain him and you don't have Haaland anymore. You're trying to beat that person who has Haaland. But thankfully, Haaland didn't do anything this week as well too. Yeah. Now next up to Brighton are playing Burnley. Brighton have not been too hot. Burnley, well, they know they did what they had to do against Sheffield, and then of course they lost the game. The game recently. But Brighton assets, I mean, by now everyone would have shipped out Brighton assets because Matoma recently returned, but again, there's only so much Matoma could do. And then Brighton, I don't want to say bare bones, but most of the key assets are injured. And then Burnley's another one. You know, obviously, J. Rodriguez and these guys popping up here and there. Scoring.
The biggest thing with Brighton, boy, is how they rotate. You know, Deserby likes to rotate that squad. So you're never sure, especially how the games come and thick and fast. You're never sure how he might move. He might one game he might start Matuma, next minute he'll bench him or bring him off the bench or take him off after 45 minutes. It's so unpredictable. So I would stay away from Brighton right now. It's too hard. I mean, probably the only guy who I think might be, and even him and Pedro, he's been playing lately, but boom shot he might get a rest this Sunday against Burnley, and they bring in Ferguson. So yeah, it's so hard to predict with Brighton.
Yeah, maybe the one person that you could take a punt on if you're feeling risque, Pascal Gross. Pascal Gross might be that guy that could pick up that slack and do something.
This week? Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
I'll throw out another differential and all too. This guy looking real good at Dringa.
Right.
He actually started. He started him and Matuma because he could switch sides. So Dringa actually on the right. So that was actually he actually looks like a good asset at only 5 million. And he's been looking good.
Yeah. He played 83 minutes. So yeah, not too bad at all.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then of course there was this other guy, Hinchelwood. Don't know him, so don't wanna. But he bagged 10 points, so and scored the goal, so not too bad at all either. But of course, Pascal Gross. We know that name. Let's take the names that we know, right? Big up Pascal Gross.
Yeah.
I don't want to call a name and okay, we discussed that. Now this one is an interesting one. The Sheffield Brentford. Now Brentford have no Mbeumo. So we have to Wisa Yanet and company to go to Sheffield now and try and get something. Sheffield not too hot themselves and they need to start winning games. I don't know, boy, but we definitely still have to try and find a Mbeumo replacement. We'll come to that just now. Wolves Forest, we spoke about already. Villa, Arsenal spoke about that now. Everton, Chelsea. I'm very interested in this one, Paul. Two teams have an interesting bit of form right now. Everton looking good. Yes, Newcastle had injuries, not saying no, but you have to beat what's in front of you. And given their deduction, still playing good football and getting some vital victories, some shock victories. Chelsea, Milan would have lost to Manu, which, I mean, given Manu's form, no offense, Paul, would have been a bit of a shock, right? Would have been a bit of a shock. But Chelsea now have to bounce back, and Everton have to. Everton have some very hard games, very, very, very difficult games. They have City and all coming up very soon. I think Spurs and all coming up very soon. There are some very tricky games coming up very soon. I think Burnley might be the only respite coming up in between those crazy fixtures. But Everton looking good, and you never know. I think I have a decent chance of beating Chelsea. The main guys there, either Corey or Mikalenko, cheeky clean sheet. You never know. Jack Harrison. I don't know what you think now. And even if Chelsea, right?
And attacking.
My boy the Curry. Right. And then of course Cole Palmer, even though Chelsea lost, he still found the vital goal, still did something. Never know if you don't have him, might be a decent replacement for your Mbeumo problems. But I mean, not too, but again, not a differential. We just looking like a week for differentials. Because if you looking at some of the fixtures, this is why looking at the fixtures first. A lot of the low teams have some very good games and in very good form. Case in point, Fulham, West Ham, London Derby, West Ham. Yes, had a very good win today against Spurs with Fulham in real good form. Spoke about them in the last episode. They're scoring goals. My co-host in the last show asked me if they could keep that vein of form, scoring goals, and clearly they can. And they are home again, hosting a depleted West Ham as well to a tired West Ham, but Jared Bowen is back. Ward-Prowse trying to do his thing. Kudos, all these guys. So that game should be definitely very interesting here. Would you? I guess for those who would have sold Jared Bowen, would you recommend bringing Bowen back in for Mbeumo or maybe Ward-Prowse?
Yeah, I was actually contemplating in my team to bring in Bowen. Right now, I have a tough decision to make, but we'll talk about the Mbeumo later, as you said. But De Bruyne is a very viable asset. You know, he just can't stop scoring goals. You know, he missed the one game last week because of injury, but
Yes.
he was back to it again today. You know, so yeah, he's
Yeah.
definitely a asset, and Ward-Prowse back among the goals again today as well too. So that was good to see.
Yeah, definitely good to see. Good for me at least, because I have him on my team. So yeah,
Oh,
bigger one.
nice. You get through.
Bigger one. I knew for a while just nursing him, and I'm glad he did something today. It was good.
Yeah.
Now, whew, I think this game, everybody will watch this game. I don't think anybody would have watched this game if things didn't happen how they happened this week, Paul. But this particular game coming up here, vital.
It's a
Luton
huge game.
City. This is a terrible. This is
Everybody looking to see how City going and respond. And Luton had no easy team. Once again, they fight against Arsenal.
Yes.
And you will expect the same thing against City too.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, this is going to be a huge one. A huge one.
Especially now, because let's be real, that field, I said it in the last show, Luton Stadium, Kentucky Road, I think it's very claustrophobic. You see where the byline is, the touch line is to the dugout. Everything is very close.
The corners is so difficult. As I was watching Saka taking corners at the end of the game, and I was like, that man had no room there, but
nothing. No.
Everything congested. It feel like the whole crowd right on top of you when you're in Luton.
Right on your back. Now, of course, City would have Rodri back from suspension. It was just a one-game ban. So, and you've seen City without Rodri, what happens? So, Rodri being back, we expect him to galvanize the midfield and solidify the midfield. But
even with Rodri, because even the game before against Spurs, I just find, I don't know, they're missing something in that defense there. It's just not clicking right now for them. I don't know what it is, but yeah, something not clicking right now. They're looking like they're getting outworked, out hustled for everything. So I think it's a harder fix than just saying, yeah, Rodri back, we good to go. Because even when Rodri was there, they seem to be struggling. So yeah, I don't know what to say about City. But they had a bounce back.
Yeah, definitely have to bounce back. And based on what we would have seen from the Luton game against Arsenal, their players are very big, some tall guys, and they can bully and rough up City, and and use that to their advantage to try and get something from it and bully them. Now, as I said before, in Gameweek 18, City will be blanking soon. So obviously, we won't recommend bringing in more City assets. Try to maybe you get rid of the extra midfielder, maybe have Edison soon, or if you could bench them, no problem. Be a bench Edison, not waste the transfer. But very soon, at least make sure you have room on your bench to bench them and then get bounced back, and then soon put the double game that comes up very soon. So keep that in mind. But that is a big game. And then this next game now, Spurs Newcastle. Whew. I don't know why. This comes in a very interesting time when Newcastle depleted. Spurs and all have a few key injuries as well too. Madison, of course. Newcastle are playing 18-year-olds. They have goalkeepers on the bench. There's a lot of bench issues right now. But
Newcastle looks very, very tired today.
Yeah.
The two mistakes that Trippier made is, you never see Trippier make those kind of mistakes. It was shocking.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, I heard I saw this guy, it looked like he got injured, but he has a flag on him. If you go on the FPL website, you'll see Lascelles. It looked like he has an injury problem. So we had to monitor that. If it is you were thinking about bringing in a Newcastle defender, you might have a hold off. Or if it was Lascelles, you might have to hold off at least one more week. Especially as they're coming up against Spurs, because Spurs is a team that could put the ball in the back of the net, and the game is in Tottenham. So some interesting times ahead for Newcastle.
Now I must say, someone that Big up, bro. Bro, we just trying to go through the pictures, bro, and talk about who the Mbumo and Mbumo help me out, bro. Who you bringing from Mbumo, boy? So what I was not gonna say. One thing though, what Spurs do on Paul, Pedro Porro. Pedro Porro is doing his thing, boy.
Yeah,
He has been creative. He has been very creative for them and getting instrumental goals.
Even if you don't get, and this is a season where defenders struggling to get clean sheets, it's good to have a player like Poro because he always going to get you assists. He always going to give you the other assists every game. He consistently doing that because he on free kicks, he on corners. He's a big part of everything they do. You know, so yeah, Poro is a big asset to have. I'm so glad I have him in my team.
Yeah. No. Let's get no. I'm glad we're talking about defenders. I'm glad we're talking about defenders because let me show you something. So what I would have done, I know we didn't get a chance to talk, right? To plan the team. So what I would have done this game week was I went after Trent. This game week here go and gave me 15. I brought in Trent and I brought in Cole Palmer. Right?
Nice.
Some crazy, right, punts, but paid off. Of course, they see the defense in shambles, right?
I don't think it was crazy at all. That is exactly how you play the game.
Right?
Good.
I was like, no, can't
Yeah.
miss out on Trent. Have to do this thing. And funny enough, it was at the sacrifice. I think it was in Bomo that we had actually. It was at the sacrifice of Bomo. Funny enough, and I brought in Palmer, brought in Trent, and I already had WordPress on this team already. So WordPress bang, Saka bang, Wang Chang bang. Of course, the only fault was captain in Haaland, but you know, can't go wrong with
it. And yeah, that was not a big fault to say because Salah only scored 3. You know, so like you lose out by 1 point. You know,
exactly. And I wasn't thinking to captain Saka at the time, and I was never going to captain Wang Chan or Palmer, right? So. Maybe Trent out of awareness, but now I would have done that.
Yeah, that would be real wild. But I saw some people actually went Saka. You know, if you had gone Saka, you would have got a little more points. You know.
Yeah, I would have. It would have been what 59. Yeah. But
but still good. And that is real. That midfield. You know, Hichan, Palmer. I mean, basically everybody returned except your big hitters, Salah.
Salah.
Yeah.
So
the men who actually expect big returns from didn't return.
So imagine what this team would have looked like. Just a one assist from Salah or 1 goal from Haaland. Simple. Simple maths and it would have been pressure.
Yeah.
I like that. So Tony's saying Mbumo replacement Chelsea asset. Then Antonio is saying Sterling.
Yeah.
I know anything about that, Paul.
Yeah, actually, because Chelsea's fixtures look very good. I mean, Chelsea have been kind of just like Manchester United, up and down lately. Especially defensively, they're giving up goals almost every game. They're giving up goals now, real goals. They gave up about 28 shots to Manchester United. So I would stay away from the defense. But midfielders, yeah, it's a good option. Palmer, as always. He on penalties, and in his attacking role, he has good underlying stats. And Sterling as well too at 7 million, not a bad shout as a replacement. The only thing with Sterling though, the only little thing I have a problem with is that 4 yellow cards. You know, meaning if anytime he gets one, does it? You know, he misses the next game. So
yes. So
yeah, it's a good punt. It's a good punt if you're brave enough to try it. Because look, I try with Hichan and I get through. At least for now.
Yes, at least for now.
Right.
Correct. All right. So let's try and make a team for game week 16, Paul. Let's see what we can do. Let's see if we can. So if you can pull up the pictures on your end to guide me, and I'll pull the suit. Right.
Let's see
what we could orchestrate. Right, who are the best? And then, of course, we'll try to discuss our Mbumo replacements. Because, of course, we don't have that issue, but other FPL managers would. Based on this particular game week, we can even look at the next 2 game weeks and try to get the best replacement for Mbumo. Right, but my vote will always be the Curry. Just joking, just joking. Pick up the Curry.
That might be a good show too.
Bro,
Do we have
he
some playing?
he saved my fan tracks this week. I won because of him. I had fan tracks because of the Curry. Pick up the Curry. The Curry saved my game. Let me just my fan tracks was so mad. It's people like Semedo and Semedo, Mope, those kind of guys saved my game week. It was a crazy game week.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes the differentials really come in.
I'm telling you. But you have no choice in Pantrax to have those kind of players. And Leon Daly. Oh, big up Leon Daly. Not someone I'll ever put on FPL. But
He
save me in
actually do, but he's been huge actually for Villa lately. He's actually become the man since Diaby has dropped off. He's been getting some returns lately.
And Douglas drop off as well too. So he's not doing this thing anymore.
Yeah. But he had a fans. I think he had the post. He had a real big fans and he had the post in that game. Villa actually could have hit City about 3 or 4.
Bro. If again. All right,
crazy.
so talk to me, Paul. Why you want to start? Goalkeeper, defenders, talk to me.
All right. Let me see. Well, let me start from the top. Goalkeeper.
Okay, so best goalkeeper for this game week.
Best goalkeeper for this game week, right? So, as we said before, clean sheets hard to come by, but I'm feeling good about Liverpool lately, how they've looked. Maybe we could try it with Keller. Is Keller the pronunciation?
But let me throw something in the works there. What about Wolves' second keeper? Because Sam may still be injured.
Oh, Bentley.
But he has been doing very good.
Yeah, he had a nice game against he pulled off a couple good saves to preserve the clean sheet for Wolves. Yeah, he could actually be a good shout too against Forest. Forest has been struggling a little bit.
But I'm watching here, they're saying that Salah.
And it's a nice home game.
Yeah. They're saying that Salah did some training recently, might be okay, but I don't know, it could be a doubt. They're saying he might be fine. He might be fine. They're hoping that he's fine. He's 50%. Yeah.
Well, then, let me not take that chance.
Yeah. That goalkeeper has been, he's somebody I have to watch in the future if he stays at Wolves. Not bad at all.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're saying,
at another club.
Bro. Oh, yeah. Good shot.
Like Arsenal. You know why I say that, right?
Yeah, I know exactly.
Yeah, boy. I don't know. That was a shocker from Raya the other day.
Boy.
It was good to see somebody else besides Onana making mistakes.
Yeah, look imperfect. But thankfully, it didn't cost us the game. Declan Rice saved his career. His whole career. Yeah. All right. Defenders wise now. Best defenders for the game week. We can leave it at this formation, I guess 3-5-2. And go have a lot of midfielders to pick from. I guess we stick with Trent.
Yeah. Trent is
good form. So
I feel like if you pick defenders, you're looking for defenders who can who have that ability to give you an assist or goal, who have that attacking potential.
Okay. So I'm gonna Pedro Porro.
Clean sheet's kind of hard to come by. So yeah. Somebody like Porro. It has it's a decent matchup. There's Newcastle, but Newcastle, as it's sort of they're very tired. They're down to their last, and they have nobody on the bench. So that could be a nice fixture for Porro.
Right.
So yeah, Porro's a good job.
Now we have people like Tsimikas on the bench and Cassius. Now Tsimikas may still be out. So who's our next?
Well, the fact that he didn't play might boost his appeal for the next game. But I wouldn't double up on Liverpool because we already have.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think
all right. And you say it doesn't matter when money is concerned.
No. You're just making us scout team. You're just trying to give people options based on the game.
All right. So this is one out of left field. Going back to the Wolves. What about Semedo?
All right. Yeah. I'm not upset with it.
I think Al Nouri is out injured, and he had a pretty good game. there's clean sheet potential there against Forest, and he has attacking potential. So
Yes.
yeah, that might be a good shout.
All right, not upset with us. So defenders on point there, goalkeeper on point. Midfield now.
Right, midfield. Who we have? Hichan. Yeah, to me, you could keep Hichan.
I agree.
Yeah, Hichan is a keep that once again a good fixture against Forest. Thinking about Palmer.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, he's on penalties, but Everton looks so good today.
Yeah, boy. Yeah.
How about this? How about this? Garnacho has been looking pretty good as well for Man United.
True. He has been returning. Yeah. Yes. Who you facing again?
Bournemouth.
Bournemouth.
Bournemouth does give up goals. I mean, Bournemouth playing well, yes, but they give up goals as well.
I'm not vexed with it.
Yeah. Either between Garnacho or McTominay.
Hey, bro.
Imagine McTominay and Maguire are our saviors right now.
Yeah. Well, funny enough,
upside down.
My co-host predicted a hat-trick from McTominay in the last game, and he was just one short of it.
Yeah, and he almost get it. He almost get it.
So we'll drop Palmer and put Garnacho.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, no problem.
Yeah, remember
Salah
we just
Saka.
spitballing. We spitballing right now. Yeah, well, leave Salah. Yeah, Salah definitely has it.
You hold Salah.
Yeah. Do we want to change WordPress? You tell me. What are you thinking?
Fulham playing ball, but some have to really dig deep to try and beat Fulham. Fulham playing really good at home, but they had a vital win against Spurs today. You never know. But
I was thinking about Brighton and how they have that matchup against Burnley. That looked like a good matchup this week.
A good game to jump on, like a Gross, some Toma, or something like that. Adringer, like I said.
Yeah.
All right, talk to me. Which one?
You wanna try Adringer?
All right, there we go first.
Yeah.
All right.
He's been looking real good. He have nice underlying stats. He scored a few goals already for them. I think I feel like he do because he hasn't scored in a couple games. This might be the week he breaks out and gets a couple returns.
All right, boom, leaving Saka for sure. Alvarez, Haaland.
All right, yeah, taking out Alvarez. One time. Because, I mean, Alvarez, yeah, he hasn't really, he got the one assist last week against Spurs, had a couple good chances, but, I mean, yeah, he's been struggling of late.
Right.
That City team, they're really missing Kevin De Bruyne in that midfield. I think that's what they miss.
But not just that, Paul. I mean, not that type of show. But remember, last season, City, when they needed something off the bench, they had Gundogan, they had Mahrez.
Those
kind of guys to come up. I'm not insulting Bob and Doku and those guys, but they are not it.
Bernardo Silva. But I think Bernardo Silva starting right now, but last year he would have been a man to come off the bench and deliver for you as well.
Imagine that. Bernardo had to be on the bench last. That's the quality that they
have. A lot of firepower.
Don't have that. They haven't replaced that quality with quality or immediate quality yet. So that's what they're doing right now. Right now, Rodri lit. Rodri's what's saving them right now.
Yeah.
Sadly. So yeah.
Yep.
So who we get to?
I must say, without him, they look they lack the creativity from midfield to the offense.
Yeah.
He had 2 shots in that game against Villa.
And, he provides that protection, you see. And as I said, he wins the ball, retrieves the ball, gets it back up the road in time for them. Quick.
Yep.
They don't have that. So that's what killing them really. That's what killing them. They don't have the Mahrezes and the Gundogans and Cancelo. All these other guys that used to chip in, Cancelo used to chip in or something. All these
Yeah,
guys.
because now they're using makeshift left back. They have Gabidol.
Yeah.
I know I'm learning his name, but yeah, they have him playing left back, and he's not providing what they need on that side. They're getting beaten. You know, it's a mess right now in that City team. They had to figure it out quick.
Very quick. And he and all has some shaky games for them recently too. So yeah.
Yep.
All right. Alvarez replacement.
Well, yeah, Alvarez. I would what striker out there we could get by? Yeah, is a interesting.
That's just it. Based on the game week.
Interesting.
If you've been strict to the game week, you know. I mean, Darwin had a assist the other day.
You know who I want to say Darwin, but let me try somebody else. You know who looked good today but they didn't score, and he's very very due. Calvert-Lewin.
After stop right there. After stop, I've been heartbroken by Calvert-Lewin. I rather he score a trick and they tell me I told you so. I've been heartbroken by Calvert-Lewin.
No, but he didn't look bad today at all, and I don't know, just feeling like something coming from him. But
I'm Calvert-Lewin's biggest fan. Biggest fan.
Remember I said it, yeah? Remember I said it.
I will take it. Trust me. I have been hurt by Calvert-Lewin many times. Many times.
Yeah.
I've jumped out and said, hey, Calvert-Lewin many times. Nope. I brought in Calvert-Lewin when he just came out of injury, was last season. He had a penalty. I captained him and all. You know what he did with that penalty? Missed. The keeper didn't even save it. Missed. Put over the bar. Calvert-Lewin has broken my heart many times. Many times. But you know, it is not a half-bad shot, but he has not been in the thick of things. You know, the other assets from Everton have been doing the thing. But you're right. You never know. Might be due.
Never know. This might be the week. And Chelsea giving up real shots, real. So
and he needs a confidence booster.
Yeah.
All right. I'll go with it. So let me call out the scout team. So guys are very, as you see in the title of the show, right? Differential. Another week for differential. Enablers. All the enablers that you have on your bench. This might be their week. Again,
it's a real differential team.
Boy, but we going strong with it. We back in it 10, 100 fold. Right? So
I was actually going to take out Saka. But I realized you're Arsenal bias. So it's like, no. Saka don't need it.
If you want to take out, if you think there's someone else that we should be looking at, I have no problem with that. Of course, I'll be keeping Saka in my team. Saka have to bang this week. Saka have to be Optimus Prime Saka this week.
We could actually stay in Arsenal and go with Odegaard.
Okay, I'm not bad for that.
I find Odegaard's been looking good lately too.
Yeah. Right, boom. Let me call it quick. So, of course, guys, our scout team for the game week 16 frigate team. Just some guys to take a gander at if you're having some trouble picking a team for the game week 16. Keller, Semedo, Pedro Porro, Trent, Alexander-Arnold, Wang Hee-chan, Garnacho, Salah, Idringa, Odegaard, Calvert-Lewin, and Haaland. Are we keeping the captain armband on Haaland? Yes, we're skeptical, but Luton, we've seen if you put some pressure on Luton, you will score the goal. So are we keeping it on Haaland, or are we looking elsewhere in this team?
Keep it on. Well, right now it's a toss-up between Haaland and Salah, because Salah also has a good matchup, but I feel like it's looking like Haaland more might be the one to get it.
I'm not too sure about this fraud boy, Isak boy. Isak is our next one.
I don't know. Newcastle look so tired today, and then the next game is Sunday. They only have 2 days to rest, to recover.
Yeah.
And they're playing Spurs. I mean that might be the best thing for them because Spurs is an attacking team, so you'll get chances to run in behind them. But yeah, I don't know if I could trust Newcastle right now. Might be with the shout.
Maybe. But again, he sucks another one there. Where he has not. He assisted recently. If it was so much, I think he assisted recently.
I think so.
But that was it.
But
Yeah. Now, before we jump off though, again, now who are our, aside from this, right? Who would you like to seriously consider as our Mbeumo replacements? If we had to suggest a few people for him to replace Mbeumo.
Cole Palmer is one for sure. He's at the top of everybody's list right now, just based on price alone. He's a bargain option. You know, he's on penalties. Chelsea has great fixtures. He has good underlying stats. I mean, he just ticks a lot of the boxes you would want in a player. You know, and Chelsea has been looking better. They have regressed defensively, but they're looking better offensively. I guess probably the playing style is more attacking, so that could lead to more returns for him. So Palmer is definitely top of the list. Another option could be Bowen. If you have the money to of course to go to Bowen. Gordon as well for Newcastle. He has some good fixtures coming up. He has been consistent too lately. And am I missing anybody? Hichan as well. Price. You know, the price is good. 5.7, I think. Sterling, I'm seeing Antonio saying Sterling 4 yellow card does not put me off. Seeing that 8 playing attackers is common this season, we just bench him if he does get 5 yellow. Yeah, that's actually what I was thinking with Hichan when I brought him in. I was like, yeah, you have 4 yellows, but you know, I have Solanke on the bench just in case anything. So if he does miss the next game, you know, I could always just slip Solanke in one time. You know, and right now, at this early season, as we said, full stop, you had to have a good bench. So yeah, Sterling is another good option as well. But that's my list in terms of mids to bring in for a nice little short to long term run for Mbeumo. Palmer, Sterling, Hichan, Gordon, and Bowen. If you have me, as I said before, if you have money to go up to Bowen.
Up to Bowen. Even a cheeky Ward-Prowse shout, never know a Kudu shout. These kind of guys. Yeah.
The reason why I like Bowen though is because I mean he's the man. He's up top.
Of course.
And he's going to give you once he's healthy, once he's fit, he's giving you 90 minutes. You know, once he's playing, you're definitely sure I'm getting 90 minutes. The only thing I don't know if he's on penalties. Ward-Prowse would be the one on penalties, right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, Ward-Prowse is on. That's a good shot. That's a good question. Don't quote me now.
Did West Ham take any penalties this year?
That's a really good question.
I don't remember. No. I feel like they did.
I don't wanna misquote that one. That's what I'm not.
Yeah. But that was, if it is that Bowen is on penalties, he definitely a very good option. Right now, actually, in my team, I just weigh in between because I already have Hichan, I already have Gordon. So I weigh the possibilities between Bowen and Palmer. To me, they're like the 2 best options for me personally.
Yeah. No, big up Bowen and Palmer for sure. No. And I like what Tony said. If Village had not to crack right now, sure. But that's gonna be an end game, and I'm hoping. Boy, anyway,
the last one, 14 games in a row at home. But another interesting stat with Arsenal, I think it was alluding to it earlier about double goals. They have scored the last 11 goals have come from 11 different players.
Right.
And it hasn't scored in that time, Gabriel.
Food
for thought.
Yeah. And we have I think we have one of the best recent form against away to Villa recently because we've beaten them away at their home. So hoping, but it's a different Villa. This Villa cooking, boy.
This Villa different, yeah. But Emery at the helm now, but different.
And I love Emery. I got to see Emery when I went up to see them play against Watford. He was the coach at the time. I love Emery. And Emery showing he could do it. Look what he's doing. Well, yeah, boy. But So it goes. We will slowly sign off there. Paul, any other thoughts before we sign off? Or before you give your advice, anything at all? Injury news? Anything you saw? Any strategy? Any transfers you're thinking of? Anything at all for this 16? You're holding
Well,
it. You're holding it. So what you doing?
well, as I said before, yeah, for me, I own Mbuemo, so of course he's a transfer out that I'll have to make.
Yeah.
But in terms of the rest of my team, everybody kind of stays as it is. I feel pretty good. I feel confident about the rest of my team. I'm hoping Darwin could finally do something. He's a frustrating one, boy. Jeez, and
Yeah.
ages. um, and I really want to see if I could get in on Newcastle defense, but I'm not, as I told someone else on the fantasy group that we in, defenders is not really a high priority right now because clean sheets are very, very hard to come by. If you get a clean sheet, you're lucky, but if it is you're going for a defender, go for somebody like a Trent if you had the money, or a Trippier. They have, I mean, they cost a lot, but they could give you the attack in return. They have attacking potential. Puro is a nice price point. I think he's 5.3 right now. So, and I glad I have him in my team. So, yeah, that's my strategy right now. Just focus on the other areas, and when it comes to that point, then try to fix the defense. And another thing, I think Areola is injured. He has a wrist injury, so he
Yes.
might be able to have Areola. Yeah, try to get another keeper, especially if you
Yeah.
have a
I have that issue with my other team. I think my option is turn on Areola. So yeah, I have to on my other team. I have to sort that out. I have to take a gander at that. Yeah.
these
And
injuries
transfer.
as the season getting stickier. December, real football, yeah, you had to really watch out for them injuries.
Yeah, and that could be something where but makes West Ham a little more vulnerable.
Yeah, because they are real football. They have midweek football. I think it's them, Liverpool, and somebody else have plenty for Newcastle. Have like the most games in December, and
Right.
Newcastle don't are completed. So I don't know how them getting through.
Bro, Newcastle,
Yeah,
it's mad. It really mad at this situation right now. Really mad. And
yeah,
your boy Gordon hasn't. He didn't save them today. He couldn't save them today. Couldn't
yeah.
save.
I mean, he had a few good chances, but
Yeah,
yeah, today just wasn't. They run out of gas. They just didn't have it today.
yeah.
So we'll see
So
what happens moving forward.
So, guys, just look at your fixtures, look ahead. Don't forget if you have City, what we'll do, Paul, we'll try and do a proper wildcard show very soon, or at least for that game week, we'll do a wildcard stream coming
They
up.
make it. Yeah.
So for that, because I think a majority of people would have had, well, as I say, and Bruno has to be dumped now. So there's a fire that we'll have to put out now. But
Yeah, one
most
time.
people might have had triple City or at least a goalkeeper and Haaland. And those are two
Yeah.
vital spots there. So obviously you'll
Or
bench Haaland.
or Brentford defender and Brentford keeper.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
To go along
So
with two City. Yeah.
or if it's crazy like me, you might have had Wissam, Bruno, Haaland, Foden, just in. So
Yeah. Yeah. Real men to change right now.
and that is one of my teams. Like no joke, that is a team of mine right now. Is Wissa,
Oh
Haaland,
yeah. So you had to
Foden.
start, but you had the wild card.
I still have all my teams still have the wild card. Not touch
Okay.
wild
Then
card. So
you should be good.
we have to bust the wild card for
Good.
this channel's team as well, Paul. Very soon we will. I guess we
Right.
can save it for that time. When that time comes, we can save it. But right now it's just Haaland and Alvarez really. But we have to use it eventually. It's gonna expire soon, so we have to use it soon. All right, so
Yeah.
on
Plan for the rest. So that's good that you had the wild card still, so they could actually kind of plan a little bit ahead for the next few weeks. Yeah.
exactly that. Exactly. But I mean, thankfully the team didn't have so much fires that we were forced to. There were some dicey weeks, but it was not terrible that we had to get rid of. Yeah. And as I said, I made some crazy transfers last week and they paid off. I'm really shocked by that Trent and that Cole Palmer. When I saw Cole Palmer score, I was like, yes.
Yeah.
Because we didn't get to
That one was the more surprising one. Yeah, 'cause you're not really.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, is Man U, but you're not really expecting anything in that kind of fixture. I thought that would have been a 1-1 to be honest.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It could have played that way. But yeah, but so I'm gonna give us a strategy, but solid piece of advice for the game week 16 coming up, Paul, or for this crazy month of December. What's the advice? Because as you said, there are some very crazy
You
fixtures
have
coming
you
up.
have to you have to just be aware, be very aware of what's going on. They say these are only time when the active managers try because the ears close to the ground. They're watching Twitter, they're looking, they're listening to hear what's going on. So be very aware of what is going on. Don't try not to rush. I know we have the price rises and you want to catch them. Like actually, I think Palmer went up tonight, and then I was watching him. But I missed the deadline, but that might be for a good thing because you want to get all the news possible first. Because next thing you know, tomorrow you hear, oh, Palmer had a knock and he can't play Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
The game's coming thick and fast. So just try to be as patient as possible. And if you can in a game week, try to bank one transfer so that moving forward, at least you have two just in case of injuries. Or if you haven't as yet, try to strengthen your bench a little bit more. You try to space out your funds so that you're able to work your way through this, the craziness that is this season. Because
Yeah.
the game's coming thick and fast, as I said before. So you had to just be aware, especially if your
Yeah.
team's playing in Europe. Yeah, keep your eyes on
And
Europe as well.
as Paul said, to be aware. I want you all to be aware of something, guys. So of course, game week 16 starts Saturday. Game week 17 starts on the 15th, which is a Friday. Game week 8, guys, so that's 17. Game week 18 starts on Thursday, 21st of December. And game week 19 starts on Tuesday, 26th of December. So please, and then that same week, the game week 20 starts on the 30th of December.
Yeah.
And then you have a few days until January 13th on game week 21. So please be aware of the hectic schedule and try to have your bench in order. We will do a wild card and try to show you the best benches
And
to have.
in between that is FA Cup, so the players might not get that much of a rest.
Right, and please be aware of the rotations. There are going to be a lot of rotation because the players have to rest. The players have to get some kind of respite. Right, only in EPL they don't believe in winter break, so that is just how it's going to be. So it's going to be a lot of pace. Right, so don't forget, of course, to click that save button. Click that save button. Pay attention to what you're doing. Try not to just haphazardly exit the app and say, yes, my captain set on Haaland or set on and it's someone else. So please, and of course,
make sure you order on your bench proper because you don't want Simiscus to miss out and then you get Kabore points off the bench instead of Luka Dean. That has learned me many times in the past. I learned the hard way about that. Yeah.
Exactly that, right? So, of course, I want to thank Paul for coming. I want to thank everyone in the comment section for keeping us company and giving us some good insight. Guys, what can I say? Why stay strong, right? Stay committed, stay focused. May a captain score a hat trick. May a keeper save a penalty, like what Sanchez did for Chelsea. Sorry, Paul. And of course,
okay.
may arrows be bright green, and we hope that the festives you're able to balance your FPL life with your life. Of course, December always has everyone busy. You'll be safe up there, and we'll see you all very soon because each episode now is literally going to be 3 days apart. So we'll see you all in the next one. Take care, guys. Happy picking.